Hello there. How you
What's
doing?
good, man?
How you been?
You know,
You
I'm
know,
cool.
you know,
Just doing what I do, man. How about yourself, though?
yeah, doing what I do, barely, but I'm doing it, right?
But you know what, though? Sometimes that's all we need to do, though, right? I
Oh,
mean,
sometimes, yeah, yeah.
I mean, it
Hopefully, we
is
can
what
do
it is at
more,
that
but
point.
sometimes it's all we can do, sort of thing. So cool. Oh.
Exactly. I mean,
So yeah, so here's a new idea that we're going to try out, and this is regarding accountability. So we're going to try to hold, you know, if we haven't. If you haven't seen these videos before, I'm Santiago Valencia,
I am Cecil Ford. You
and
know,
we are attempting to do something new here on this channel, and that is to try to do a little bit of a mini accountability club between the two of us. Um, and like we thought, we were talking yesterday. We thought, well, what if we did our accountability Zooms and we put them actually on YouTube? That would give an extra level of accountability because we would just be putting this out into public, and we either do what we're supposed to do or we don't do what we're supposed to do, and that just makes us look extra good or extra bad.
let the
so,
pressure build. I'm just saying.
so we're gonna see where this goes. I don't know this. I mean, it sounded like a really good idea yesterday, but today, well, that's a whole other matter. So so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, cool, buddy. So how's your week? Everything going
Oh
well?
man.
The family's doing well?
No, everyone's great, man. You know me. You know, week is good, busy as always because of my normal type job, right? But other than that, man, no, everything's good, man. You know, how about yourself? Everything
Good.
straight?
Yeah, everything's good. Um, I wish I worked from home a little bit more, so to not have to travel so much because to get to work, it probably takes me about 45 minutes or so. So I have to leave 45 to an hour before going to work and then coming back at the
Yeah,
same time. Um, but we'll see. I got this cough I can't get rid of. So we'll see how it goes. But hopefully next year it'll be a different story that I can work a little bit more from home. That's the goal right now. So, but other than that, doing really well. Family is doing well, and yeah, so couldn't ask for much more.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's what we do, man. That's what's up. That's good.
that's true. So, so I kind of wanted to start this off, and I wanted to actually pose a couple questions to each other. So some of this has been pre-planned, and some of it has not. So there are certain things that we're going to do to make it a little bit more. Uh, what's the word I'm looking for? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, like more fluid or fluid, like more fluid and also like more structured, like fluid and
Yeah,
structured at the
yeah.
same time,
So
I
we have a
guess,
little bit
right?
of structure and we have a little bit of improv, shall we say, right?
Yeah, because
So,
we can easily get off on a tangent, especially
yeah.
you and I. So
Oh my
yeah,
God. Totally, totally. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how this started because we have such great conversations and we go into such tangents. Tangents? Is that how it kind of? And
yeah.
even like we have, I think, one or two podcasts between you and me that we have pretty good in-depth conversations and, uh, and I would imagine there's people out there that would get so hopefully some use from our tidbits and our back and forth and everything like that. So that's going to be a little bit here as well. So let's get into this and go into the question of the week, the day, however you want to say it. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pose a question to you, and
Hmm.
that question, you're going to answer it, and I'm going to answer it. And then you're going to have your own question that you pose to me. I'm going to answer it, and you're going to answer it as well. Sound good?
That works.
All right, cool. So let's do it. Let's get started. So, my question to you this week is going to be how do you go, how do you feel about, I'm trying to pose this properly. How do you plan yourself? Structure, that's the word I'm looking for. How do you structure yourself when you're working through the week in order to get through the goals that you've set for yourself that week?
I always try to. make sure heading into the week that I set some time aside for my creative self, right?
Mhm.
So, I mean, even though, because, I work in IT, so, and I work from home, right? But it's like, for me, I sit behind a computer for like at least 8 to 10 hours a day, right? But I still have to tell myself that, I need to take at least like a half hour to an hour
Mhm.
to dive into my craft, to dive into what I want to do for that week. And sometimes, it's easy, right? While I'm feeling it, and I'm like, all right, I'm about to get up in here and just knock some stuff out. And then there's other times where I'm just like, "Ugh, I ain't feeling it today, right?
Right.
But then I can't like be down on myself because I skipped a day. It's like, all right, that happened, and just go on to the next day and just do it. But it all
Mhm.
starts with making sure I carve out some time every day to work on stuff.
So does that mean that you're like saying, okay, like from 4 to 6 p.m. or whatever, I'm going to just work on music? Or is it more like, okay, when I'm done with this task, I can move on to the music part?
It see for me it's a little bit different because like I said I'm working from here, right? So but I would say like for anyone else who doesn't like who actually has to go out to an office, and I would say that when they come home, they're like, okay, so let's say like from 7 to 9, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm focusing on, or at least trying to get into that mode to
Right.
do it. For me, it's different because I'm like, it can be like even during the middle of the day, and something will pop in my head, and I'm not doing anything really. Well, I'm always doing something for work, but it's like kind of like my downtime, you
Mhm.
know. And I'll feel it, and I'll just hop on my keyboard. I'll grab my cello or something, and I'll just play, or I'll just start mixing something, right? Because I hear, like the songs in my head, and I'll just start working on it, right? And I'm like, okay, that was my time for the day, so and just go on from there. So
Okay.
it's not me. It's not really just not so much like a time frame or a structured time.
Mhm. Okay.
It's just making sure that I carve out the time, and then I
That you
feel
carve out
accomplished.
time.
Yeah, that I carve out the time, no matter what time of day it is. But the time is carved out, and I did work on something.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice. Cool.
So.
Excellent. Nice, nice, nice.
But yeah, man. Let's see. My question for you though, it's like like how are you doing with like juggling, working at your job, and because I know you just said you had to have a commute, right? So how
Right.
are you doing like working, at your job and then coming back and carving out that time to make time for your goals and what you want to do with music? How are you doing with
Yeah,
that?
it's a little difficult because at this, well, I started this new job out in downtown Portland, and
Mm-hmm.
and when you're the new guy, right? You want to keep yourself open for whatever you're trying to be as helpful as you possibly can. So for the first, I've been there a little over 2 months now, but for the first like 2 months, I was really like, anything you need, just to get in, right?
Yeah, you're a new guy. Yeah.
Yeah, the new guy. And that took a lot because it's a very physical job. And by the time I'm done with my 8 hour shift, it feels like a 12-hour shift just because it's very
Yeah.
physical. So by the time I'm actually physically getting there, doing all the work, coming home, I'm almost spent really for the whole day. And it was very difficult the first, month and a half to get to music because of that. So now that I've gotten past my the new guy phase, I've got a little bit more of a set schedules where I'm going in about 4 days a week as opposed to 5 or 6. So what I'm trying to do now, and this new 4 days a week has only happened. It's only been going on for about a week or so. So now what I'm trying to do is get the 3 days that I'm not working, I really try to focus most of that time to doing the music and getting back to goals that I have. I'm a very list oriented person. I have lists going back to when I was like, and I've kept them, which is the crazy thing. But I have a list of things that I planned to do when I was in high school, like a long time ago, and I have them in a binder and the whole thing. So I'm still a very list oriented person. So I make my list every week, every day when I can to go through all the things to accomplish. So I kind of do that approach to where I have my list. Okay, I have to do A, B, C. Okay, let me work on that today. If I don't finish it, then it gets carried over to the next day. Or maybe I completed A, for example. Okay, now I've only got B and C, and then so forth and so forth. So as far as scheduling the day itself, I try to get as much done earlier. The earlier in the day I have, the more energy, the more frame of mind, if that makes any sense, the more focus. So I do try to do that a little earlier in the part of the day. But when it's a work day, like today, for example, I have to go into work. I have to leave here around 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So like today we have this, and I have a couple other things I want to do to get my productivity in for the day. And then I feel like, okay, cool. I got something done, and then I'll do the same thing tomorrow, and so forth and so forth. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's what's up, though. That's how you're supposed to do it, right?
Yeah.
So, no, I feel you. Especially early in the day. Yeah, I get you there. Yeah. I understand completely.
Totally. Cool. All right, cool. So what's your question now?
Yeah. So my question for you, right, is like, how do you like? What's your favorite? Like, because I also do the whole mixing and mastering thing. What's your favorite like compressor that you use? Because I'm trying to expand my horizons or what have you. So what types of let's say like for vocal compression, what's your favorite type of use? I know you use Cubase, so
yeah, I'm a Cubase guy. I think I'm a Cubase Pro 12. I think is where we're at now. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull it up here, and then we can share it on the screen. But I also am a UAD guy, so I do have an Apollo X4, and so I get to take advantage of the plugins that come with that. Now they've released this thing with Spark, which allows a lot of people who don't have the interface now to do the same with a limited amount of plugins that they've done. But to answer your question, I think I typically tend to go with the Teletronics LA2A from UAD. And that one there's basically 3 in the package that it comes in. There's the legacy one, there's the silver, and then there's the gray. So from what I can hear on my end, I think the silver sometimes can be a little bit more aggressive, and the gray one could be a little bit more transparent, a little bit more laid back. So those I bounce between the two, because if I'm doing vocal compression, for example, and I'm actually putting it on the actual vocal channel, the vocal track, I tend to use the silver. But for my buses, depending on what I'm doing, whether it's vocal or orchestration sort of stuff, sometimes I might use the gray one that's a little bit more subtle to my ear anyway. Yeah. So those are probably the ones. I'm starting to go into the Pultec. That's like my next thing that I want to like really get to know a little bit better, because I hear a lot of people say really great things about the Pultec. So that's my next one that I want to dive into and experiment with.
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
See, for me, it's like I use different ones, right? So when it's because in my mixing phase, I mix my vocals and then I bust it over to like whoever the artist is, and then I bust it again into like a vocal mix, which goes into my main mix, right? So in the vocal mixes, it's basically like all the vocals bust in one, but they're coming out of their own individual whatever, It's like almost like chaining. So I think like right now, I actually use this is one by like Abbott. Is so far my first one is called Pro Compressor. I love it because you can actually it's just called Pro Compressor. It's like their Pro series or whatever.
Pro PRO. Okay.
Pro Compressor. Yeah. Okay. So it's like you get it. Anyone can have it if they have Pro Tools, right? So because I am a Pro Tools Ultimate user. And I'm running my interface is the Matrix Studio. So it's like, I have the whole, like you, right? You have your old DSPs and all that stuff. So, but yeah, the Pro compressor is pretty nice because it can either be real subtle or it can be really aggressive. You can completely tailor it to how you want it to sound, right? So whether it's the attack mode or whatever you want to do,
Okay.
right? So you can really tailor it to what you want it to do, and or even like to what type of artist that you're working with, whether it's a singer, a rap artist, if it's
Okay.
like a hook, whatever it is, and that's basically based on like the attack. It's like how fast it is, because a person who sings, of course, you want the compression to be a lot less aggressive than it is when you're dealing with, let's say, like a rap artist, whatever, who's like talking, who's going really fast, right? What they're saying. So you want it to be like a lot faster with the limiting and the compression versus like a singer you want to be more fluid and more smooth,
More dynamic, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you can literally tailor it, and that dates back from my Berkeley days, man. Like, remember at Berkeley, it's like I remember a class, and one of my production classes where I had to listen to nothing but compression, but the inverse side of it. So when my voice is going through a compressor, you don't hear my voice; you hear the compression noise out that's actually being taken into it, right? So that's where that comes in, and that's when it yeah. And
That's
once you really start messing with the attack and the compression and the ratios, you can really you can work some magic.
Yeah. Here, let me share the screen and see if that's the right one that we're looking at real quick.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we go. Cool. So is that the one you're?
That's it.
That's it, right? Okay.
That's the one I've been
I've seen
using.
this one before. Nice.
And it's pretty, and it looks simple, right? But as you can see, it also has side chaining in there. You can side chain. You can do a lot with this little bitty plugin,
Nice.
And with it being like DSP optimized, it just sits on my DSP and it doesn't even touch my Mac, right, for processing. So I can do whatever the heck I want to do, and it doesn't even affect the computer at all.
Now, just so we're clear, this is only for Pro Tool users. It's embedded in Pro Tools, or is
this is an AX plugin developed by Avid, and yes, this is only for Pro Tools users, right? Okay. So it doesn't matter what kind of interface you have, but you can have like the normal Pro Tools or Pro Tools Ultimate, and you get it for free, whether you purchase it or you subscription based, right? So they actually give this to you. Get it for free.
Okay, cool. And then the Telectronics that I wanted to show earlier is this one here. And this is
nice.
So let's see. Yeah. So that's the one. So the silver is on the top, the gray is in the middle, I believe, and the legacy one's at the bottom. So
it looks like the difference is depends on like how aggressive you can get between like the top and the middle one. That's what it looks like. Like there's more options available between the two. That's what it looks like. Well, just like visually. You know what I mean?
And it's really simple too, because you have the gain and the peak reduction. You have some other like settings. You can limit or you can compress, and then you have the high frequency tuner sort of a thing. So it's pretty simple, and it does a lot, and it helps out. It helps really nicely. Cool.
Oh, nice. And that's what it's about, right? So yeah, man.
Sweet. Okay, sir. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty, shall we?
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So we actually assigned each other some homework last week. And so we're going to go over that now. And we're going to go ahead and see if we did it or we didn't do it. And if we can share.
Hey, man. Hey.
And then hopefully we can share some things audio-wise. I know we're doing this like for the first time. Just by, totally random, right? But we'll see what we can pull off. So I'm going to read off to you the list that you were supposed to do. Then we'll concentrate on you, and then we'll concentrate on me. Does that sound all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So the
Yeah.
list, I had three things for you last week. I had, let's see. Oh, actually, you know what? No, I'm pulling up the wrong list. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, you and your list. You and your
Yeah,
mini
me and my list, right?
list.
No, I
Exactly.
want to make sure that because I think I'm jumping the gun. Okay, here we go. Got it. Okay, so number one was you wanted to finish the entire song to something titled As the Music Plays.
Yeah.
Second thing that you were supposed to do is write two more songs. That's what I have for you right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So about all that, I didn't get to work on As the Music Plays this week because working with a brand new artist, so I was kind of focused on developing and going back into my library and getting tracks for her.
So
You know
you
what I mean?
weren't able to do that one.
Yeah, I wasn't able to work on As Music Plays this week like I intended to.
Okay, just a
And
second.
see, something happened this week though.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, whatever. See, I knew you had something up your sleeve, bro. Yeah, cause see, I know you. But it's like I don't know, cause like this whole week, I was kind of feeling like my new project that I'm working on was missing some stuff. It was lacking, so I was kind of feeling off about it. And it got confirmed the other day when I went back and listened to every song. I'm like, I need to go re-record some stuff, right? So then, As Music Plays did not get completed this week like I
Okay.
intended to. I did, however, start two new songs, like writing them from the ground up, so new instrumentation. And also, I put in the works of dropping another single this coming, the 22nd, so this coming Friday.
Nice.
Uh,
So
so,
hold on, back up. You did write
yeah.
two songs,
Yeah,
right?
I did write two.
So real quick, when you say you wrote two songs, what does that mean? Does that mean you like sketched it out? You wrote the chords, the lyrics, the melody.
The music's
You
done.
really have the production ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. The music is ready. The lyrics are mostly written because I was like feeling myself this week on these two new ones. I was like, ooh, I kind of like that, right? So,
Okay.
but so yeah, as recorded, none of that's done yet for the two new ones. But
Okay.
they are like written. They are composed.
Okay.
They're
Okay,
tracked out and all that stuff. So
Nice. And do we have titles for these yet?
No, there's not really. I'm wrestling with the titles right now.
Okay,
Because I haven't written the hook yet.
Right.
But they're actually two ballads, which I absolutely like entirely love,
Nice.
and so. But
Nice.
I'm actually venturing on a new thing too. So we'll get to that later. But it's like I did start on those two new songs. So
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome. And then you said you have a release coming out?
Yeah, I'm dropping a single this Friday, the 22nd. The song is called Rise. It is a powerful, like statement making type song that's like holy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I heard it like last week. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Can't wait for it to
I'm
come out.
excited about that.
Nice.
And it's mastered in Atmos, all that stuff, so I'm ready to go on that.
And on that one, you're releasing it under what artist?
My artist name, Transparency.
Transparent C.
Yeah, that Transparency, like that plaque right there is like transparent and then C. Yeah.
Got it. Nice. Cool. That is awesome.
Audio Jungle.
That's right. Don't get that twisted,
Yeah.
I got this.
Better with my sound effects for next week.
It's
As
a
we
work in
started this, I'm
progress.
like, okay, we should do a sound effect. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it's a work in progress. I'm gonna get you like a stream deck so you can just like hit a button and it plays the sound. Right?
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't feel obligated whatsoever because I am totally putting you on the spot here. But
No, what's up?
is there like a minute worth or something that we can listen to Rise? Or
Yeah, actually, here, let me shoot you the disco link. I'm not sure if you still have it, but I can grab
Give
it
it
for
to me
you right
anyway,
now.
just to make sure.
Yeah. Here, I will iMessage it to you, and you will have it in
Sweet.
just a second. Yeah, Yeah, man, I'm hype about it. You know, a lot of people who have they've heard it. They're like, "Yo, really?" You know. So yeah, let me iMessage this to you, and there you go, my man. You got it. Yes, world, we are Mac users, so yeah, it makes life easy.
Right. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and share the screen again. We'll listen to like a minute or so of it
Yeah.
because I do still want people to actually go listen to it in its entirety. But at the same time, let's give it a little bit of a preview.
Cool.
Let me share sound here. And here we go. Oh, is it? No, it's not sharing yet, right? Let's see. Hold on. There we go. Okay. You see that?
I certainly do.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. I got a few touchy things I need to talk about. Let's go.
I got a few things to say. A man, there's some people over this today, but I don't give a damn. It needs to be said about the BS that's happening today. I'm not afraid to speak my mind. My heart is not on the line, but I gotta step up and be a man and defend the state of mind.
I know it's looking bad and it's getting real tough. Losing your rights, got the round, it's getting rough. We need to make some noise, get up and stand up. We cannot hold back now. Take your power back now and just rise. Just rise, just rise. We gotta just rise.
You know,
Cool. That sounds awesome, dude.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
So, okay, bonus question. How long did that take you to write, produce from beginning to end? Just, I'm totally
The music was pretty straightforward because it started out with the guitars,
okay.
just messing around, like, you know, literally with my acoustic back there, right? Just
Right.
with the chords, and then hop on my keyboard, and then I actually played my cello in that intro, and that's how it all started. But then the drumming came in. I got crazy with my drums on this one, and it's all just played on my native thing. So I used no loops for it, and it took me about, from start to finish, for Rise Just the Music alone, it took me about a week and a half to complete the actual production for the music.
Okay. Oh, that's not bad.
Because there's a lot of moving parts in there. Like,
Sure.
yeah, it takes a listener on the journey, and I layer, you know me, I layer everything, especially when it comes to the lyrics. However, the lyrics were quick.
The lyrics were quick. Okay.
The lyrics were quick because I'm literally talking about the state of the affairs, what's going on in this country, like today.
Yeah.
So I literally just took, you know, the frustrations from the mass shootings, the Roe v. Wade stuff, the Black Lives Matter stuff, everything, right? I literally just took all of that and just stuffed it in one song. And so the lyrical content came fast.
Okay.
You know?
Cool. Nice. Cool.
So if I'd say like about maybe 3 weeks, you know, at the most,
Okay.
from start to finish.
Nice.
So
And it's being released as a single?
it's being released as a single.
Okay.
And it's being released now because we're in the middle of everything that's going on right now. Right. So, yeah. I was going to wait, but I'm like, nah, this has to come on like right now.
No. That's awesome. That is so cool. Great. Cool. Okay, so I think that completed your homework from last week. So
Yeah.
my homework from last week was... Now I have to bring up that older list. Let's see. Okay, so I had 3 things. I'm working on some new jazz vocal samples for like a demo reel. 2, I was starting on a song called Running in Circles, and I wanted to complete the songwriting part of it and possibly start the production. And then 3rd was to learn 20 songs get them really under my fingers as far as piano for a gig that I've got coming up at the end of this month. So let's go one by one. So demo, let's see, hold on, let me make sure I have that list up. Okay, so the jazz vocal samples, I plan to have probably about 3 or 4 of them on there. I've done 2, so I only did it halfway as, I don't think I was supposed to complete it according to what I had here, but I did do 2 of the 4. So what do you think? Did I do it or I didn't do it?
You made some headway.
Made some headway, right? I mean,
headway, so you know.
Yeah, I got
not
this
like me.
also
You know,
the
you made some
finger.
headway. You good?
So, well, we'll call it a scratch. How's that?
Yeah.
But for next week, that's gonna definitely be something I have to do, for sure. For the running in circles, complete the songwriting part. I did not even touch it this week.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah.
That's right.
Boo. So I did not even touch that this week, unfortunately. And then the third one, learn 20 songs on piano. I actually did make a good amount of headway. I counted the ones that I have, and I think I'm around 18. So I'm just this shy of the 20.
Nice.
So 18, not too bad.
Yeah, no, that's actually, hey, you did more than what I would. So yeah, 20 songs, bro. 18. Yeah.
My goal.
I would count that as a win. Yeah,
Okay,
for real.
thank you. Yeah. The goal is to get to the 30 because I have 3 sets coming up, and then that means that essentially 10 per set, sort of a thing. Which in reality, it doesn't always come out to that. Really, you're probably if you're doing a 45-minute set, which is your typical, you're probably doing on average 8 songs.
Yeah, that's all right.
But in my experience, I've also found that it's good to over prepare, to have a couple extra just in case, because I've been caught with my pants down sometimes where I'm like, I did my set, but I got finished before the time and I didn't have anything left. And they're like, oh, well, you have another like 10 minutes. And I'm like, oh, shit. I don't have anything else.
Exactly.
Right.
Right.
So live and learn. It's always good to have a couple extra just in case that happens to you, because eventually it will happen to you. So so there you go. So that's what I ended up doing. So
I mean, no, that's good. Yeah, I would definitely count that as a win. Like 18 out of 20.
18
yeah,
out
man.
of 20.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's
Not
and you're
too
gonna like start rehearsing to where it's like you're gonna start playing the songs like during your rehearsal time, like back to back, so you can get used to like playing it like song after song after song, right?
Right.
Or you, okay. That's
Yeah,
even
exactly. So what I try to do in my practice here with my piano right here in the corner right here, I'll literally have my song sheet list or whatever, or my Spotify playlist or whatever, and I'll just go one, then the other, just to kind of keep it. It's funny how once you learn the song, right? You've learned the chords, you've learned the structure, you've learned the melody, you've learned the lyrics and the whole thing. Once you've learned the song and you practice it over and over and over, it ends up being more like muscle memory more than anything else.
Yep.
And by going through these songs on a regular basis is only reinforcing that muscle memory that you have in your fingers. And it's really kind of a miraculous thing how it actually works with the brain and everything when it comes to learning this stuff. That it just, muscle memory takes over, and because you've done so much practice, you've gone over that song so many times that it's embedded into your muscle memory. And that's, that's why some people like Billy Joel, for example, you probably can play those songs in his sleep. I mean, literally, right?
Yeah. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, it was like that. Like when I got my flute, before I got this cello, right? I hadn't played cello since I was like maybe eight or 9.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man, we got one and everything. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna start. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to go on YouTube and learn how to play this or whatever, right? And man, once I rosin my bow, because it takes at least like 10 minutes to like really rosin your bow like fully.
Right.
And so I got my bow rosin and I set and I was like, kind of slouching a little bit, but this kind of feels familiar. And then I played a D, and I was like, oh. It started to like really start to come back as far as like where all my notes were, my fingering. And I was like, dude, I was like 9 when I played cello the last time. 9.
Okay.
Right? And so I hadn't had a string instrument other than guitar since, you know, I mean, what normal person has a cello in their house that you know? I mean, you know what I mean? So it's like, but yeah, I get it with the muscle memory. The brain like will start to remember and it will come back.
Yeah,
you know? So,
it's a trippy thing, really. It really, really is.
It really is.
Totally.
Really.
So, okay, quick question for you.
Yeah, man.
So what we're going to try to do is keep this to like an hour, right? These sessions. So in the attempt to do that, let's try to move a little quicker. Real quick question. This week, for the list that we just went over for your homework, what were some of the roadblocks that you might have faced this week?
Roadblock was the way the album was coming out, right? So that was a huge blocker for me because I wasn't really vibing over it. I'm about, I don't want to say perfection, but I want to put out my best.
Sure.
And there are a couple of songs on that I have recorded for the album that's going to drop at the end of the year that I want to re-record. So I'm going to re-record. Okay. So then I'll feel better about it and, you know, I can keep pushing forward. But I want to get those fixed first. So that was a roadblock for me this week.
That was a roadblock. Okay, cool. Sounds good.
What about you, man? What did you do?
Again, time. Time is typically my roadblock, whether, you know, I have this obligation to take care of work or family or whatever, or just the day just flew by, right? That's happened too, where it just, oh my God, it's already 3:00 in the afternoon or 5, or I was like, how did that happen? Yeah. So a combination of those two is time. But like I said before, I was making that transition at work, so hopefully this coming week it won't be won't be like that as much. So
yeah, I get it. I feel you.
Thing is just time. So maybe I just need to do better time management. Or
yeah, sometimes that's just what it is. It is what it is.
Sleep less. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Right.
Totally. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and go into our next week's homework. And I think I have it here already. So you tell me if this is still valid. Cool?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So for you, you've got 3 things for next week. Number 1, a new vocal take for a song called Life is a Symphony.
Yep.
Number 2, produce a cover, which is This Is Why I Love You by, who was the artist again?
By Major. His name is Major. Yeah.
Major.
Yep.
Okay, so you're producing that cover. And then writing yet another new song for your upcoming album.
Yeah.
So real quick, the first one, you're producing a new vocal, so you just need to do new vocal takes in your DAW, right?
Yeah, just want to re-record. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Produce your cover. Give me a little bit more in depth. Is that, you know, doing the whole production and?
I am laying the piano. And I'm laying the piano, and I might lay a solo cello on top of it, depending on how I feel with it. And that's literally what it is. It's going to be real simplistic, real simple.
Okay.
And I'm going to lay that, and then I will be using my voice vocally for that.
Nice. Which you don't typically do, right?
I really don't. So I'm literally going to create a brand new persona, Spotify persona for this part, right? So yeah, it's going to be used vocally for that. You know, as deep as my voice is, they'll be able to hear, you know, how I can really.
Okay, I totally look forward to that, because how long we known each other now?
Dude, damn near 20 years, dude. I'm telling you.
I was gonna say 20, but am I overshooting?
Yeah, it's been like almost 20 years, man.
Yeah, like 20, right? Yeah. And in all those 20 years, I don't know if I've ever heard you actually like sing like you're planning to do. Have I? I don't think I have, right?
I don't think you have. I have one song. I have 2 songs out where I actually sing, but like, I don't think anyone has really paid attention, right? So this one will be the first time, because it's literally just my voice and the piano.
So for next week, will you be able to share something with us?
Yes, I will. I'll be able to have something.
And vocally as well, or
Vocally, actually, vocally as well. I'm probably gonna knock that out first because that's the one that's gonna take the longest.
Got it.
Right. The re-recording, that's simple. I know I have it in my head. I know the feel I want to do.
okay.
Yeah, the other one.
Okay,
yeah.
that's gonna be cool. I'm gonna totally look forward to that. And then the third one is to write a new song for the album, and you'll give us.
Yeah, that one's like, we'll see what he can get to. But the other two, that's a definite for sure.
Okay.
But the writing a brand new song, that's like, okay, if I can get to that, let's do it, right? You know me, that I'm still gonna shoot for it regardless.
Absolutely, absolutely. Cool. Awesome, blossom. So my homework is to complete those 20 songs we were talking about on piano. I have 4 things, by the way. So that's number 1. Number 2, I want to complete my jazz demo reel. So try to get those snippets for all 4 of those jazz standards and put them together as like a little bit of a demo reel. So that's number 2. Number 3, I just finished this orchestral piece, which I shared with you last week, called Mission Accomplished. And so now I'm working on my next one, which is called Dancing with Devils. I think that's the title.
Nice. That sounds so badass.
That's going to be like kind of like a horror-esque kind of like orchestral,
Yeah.
you know, Camille Saint-Saëns sort of a situation.
Yeah, man.
We'll see how that goes. So probably doing the writing, maybe not the full production, but like the writing, the fleshing out and stuff like that. So that'll be number 3. And then number 4, something that's just come up, this gig that I have at the end of the month that we're talking about. I want to probably take the opportunity to start creating a new identity for this cover band that we're doing kind of like pop songs, rock songs or whatever, but kind of jazzing them up a little bit so that we're able to get into situations of like weddings that we're not over the top, or bars that, again, we're not playing like rock over the top. It's very mellow, so that we're able to get a lot more work, if that makes any sense. My wife came up with a great name, which I thought was really cool, and it's called the Dirty Martinis, which I thought was pretty awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. And then I actually spent a little bit of time. Okay, let me see if I can share this with you real quick. A little bit of time doing an idea for the artwork or whatever like that. Here, let me share this with you real quick. Let's see here. There we go.
Yeah, see, I'm digging that. I like that.
Yeah, so there might be a few little tweaks that I'm going to do. The Y on dirty, there might turn that into like a martini glass or whatever like that with something hanging over it. Maybe not. And I'm still playing around with some fonts and everything like that. So we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so to get back to it, is what I'm working on is setting up the social media for that, as well as the website if we need it. Basically setting it up so when the gig comes and someone says, hey, you guys, hopefully, they'll say, hey, you guys are pretty good, right? I actually have a gig coming up an event coming up in the next few months. We'd like to inquire about maybe giving you a gig or something like that.
Man,
so
you guys can get it. Yeah.
You never know where things are going to come from. You really
Exactly.
never ever know. So it's always a good thing to be prepared and put your best foot forward.
Yeah.
Because one thing leads to another. So I'm just trying to get set up. So just set up for success, if you will. So anyway, so that's my 4th thing, is setting up the socials for that, finalizing the name of the band, and all that sort of fun stuff. So yeah,
That's cool, man.
we'll see how that all pans out.
I'm definitely digging that. Definitely.
Cool. Sounds good. Cool, pal. Okay, so we're almost out of time. Our last thing that we did, so here's the last thing. We gave each other a little bit of extra homework to where Cecil will give me a song that I've never heard, and he sent me the link so that I can hear it, and I did the same thing for him. Now, not to say that we haven't heard it, we don't really know, but to see what our takes were on these particular songs. So I'm gonna go first this time, and I think you sent me the song by Babyface.
Babyface, man.
LMI, right? I hope LMA, excuse me.
Yes.
LMA and Babyface.
Yes.
Which I gotta say, when you sent me the link at first, I'm like, Babyface. Oh, cool. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Not to say he hasn't been doing music. I just personally haven't heard him in a long time. So I was like kind of happy. I was like, oh, cool. This is neat. So I listened to it, and I actually listened to it about 3 times to really, listen to it. It was awesome. I really, really liked it. I think every time I listened to it again, I liked it more and more. I love the title, Keeps on Falling, which is the name of the title.
Yep.
And it just came out this year, right? How long ago did it come out?
It actually came out like a few weeks ago.
Oh, even better. Okay.
Yo, the single's hot. I ain't gonna lie, the single's like, woo.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I dug it. And then I went and checked out LMI specifically, and I listened to a few of her tunes. Good stuff. Yeah, she has a great voice and a great vibe to her, sort of a thing. So yeah, it was cool. I really, really liked it.
Yeah, and so the one that you gave me, what is it? The Lemon, the French song.
Oh, what's her name?
By
I always
hang on,
try to
I added it to my Apple Music library.
see if
It's hang on, come on, man. It's by Luz, like you was it Lou the Yakuza? Yeah, Lou the Yakuza, right? And it's featuring the Supreme.
Lou's and the
Yeah.
Yakuza. Yeah.
Yep.
Lou and the Yakuza.
This song, it reminded me of something. There's actually some songs that have that same type groove too.
So hold on, sorry to interrupt, but had
Yeah.
you heard this song before?
I've never heard it.
All right, cool.
Never heard it.
Because when I sent it to you, I was like, crap. I hope he hasn't heard this song before.
Don't get me
By the
wrong.
way, I haven't heard the song.
I love French, French rap and some French rock, right? Like there's this dude, like he has a song called like Je t'aime. Dude, this song is like off the hook, but it's like too old what we're doing.
Right.
But this song right here, the groove reminded me so much of the stuff that's out here. And I was feeling it, man. I'm like, yo, I can't understand what the hell y'all saying, but I am definitely vibing to this, you know? But yeah, no, I am definitely feeling that, man. I was grooving with that. Like when you said that to me, I'm like, yo, this
Yeah,
is
she did. Her and her small little band, they did like one of those like MTV Unplugged, like acoustic sort of sets, like thinking like in a bookstore or something like that. I saw.
Okay.
And that's the first time I saw her and the band and listened to this specific song, because I think this is the song that they were playing. And I was like, at first, sometimes you have to like take a minute to like soak it in a little bit, right? But I'm like, okay, cool. Oh, okay, it's in French. Okay, nice. Oh, that's cool. And I actually I listened to it like 2 or 3 times. I was like, I love this. This is really...
See, this kind of trips me out, man, because this is also like to help like broaden each other's horizon, like in other genres. And for it, because me, I'm trying to get you like more into like the R&B and hip hop and all this and that. And when you sent me this track, I'm like, yo, this is some straight R&B hip hop stuff right now. I'm going
à la French.
Yeah, but when you listen to the music, I'm like, yo, dude, okay, I see it now. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good. So you liked it then?
Oh yeah, no, I do.
Okay, good. Yeah. She has some other really cool stuff too. But for some reason, I think there's 1 or 2 more that are really, really good too. But I think my favorite one is this one that I sent you. That's probably my favorite one I have of hers. So.
All right. Okay.
All right. Cool. Awesome, man. Awesome.
I got one for you next time for next week.
So, you know what? Let me just share the screen here real quick, so that people know what we're talking about. Okay, so this is the song Lou and the Yakuza, if I'm pronouncing that properly. And then the other song that we were talking about was... What was it?
Babyface featuring Ella May.
I'm going the wrong way. And then Babyface. Let's see. Oh yeah, here it goes.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. Keeps on Falling with LMA.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
This song, man.
Which songs we sent to one another. Okay, cool. All right, pal. Well, there you go. All right. So I think we mission accomplished with, I think, 3 minutes to spare. So we went over our stuff. We have our homework for next week ready to go. I will send you a new song. You will send me a new song. And then you'll come up with a new question for me next week, as I will for you. And we'll see you next weekend.
Yeah, man.
Sound good? I'm sure we'll talk before, but...
Please, yeah. Man, I know.
Totally.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It was fun, man. We're gonna keep this going. Like,
Yeah, this should be fun. This was a lot of fun. So, okay, pal. Peace out. It's been awesome.
All right.
Have a great week, and we will talk to you later on.
Sounds good, my man. You have a good one, dude.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.